On Thursday, here an urgent application by disgruntled ANC members. The group wants the court to nullify the party's provincial elective conference underway today in Parys.
And interdict all Free State delegates from going to the national conference this weekend. The group is alleging that the ANC has flouted a court order to resolve disputes at 113 branches. Despite the legal drama, the ANC's Free State Provincial Elective Conference is underway at Parys. Nominations for the provincial executive were scheduled to start at 9 a.m. this morning. The PEC says that the delay has nothing to do with the legal challenge that's before the courts in Bloemfontein.
Branch general meetings that were held elected presidential candidates for the December conference. They are at the centre of the standoff in the province, and the deputy chairperson, Thabo Manyoni, is still absent. Free State Chair and Premier Ace Magashule, members of the PEC and the NEC convener David Mahlobo, said 28 of the 29 branch general meeting reruns ordered by the Bloemfontein High Court were done, and the conference was not in contempt of court. Magashule is expected to be nominated as chair of the party uncontested.
Well, the disgruntled members are mostly supporters of presidential hopeful Cyril Ramaphosa. They're saying that the party failed to comply with the November 29 court order.
The court ordered the ANC to resolve branch disputes before proceeding with that conference. The PGC endorsed ANC MP Dr. Nthakoana Ngatane for the presidency. Disgruntled members and Provincial Deputy Chair Manyoni are boycotting the conference, it seems. The ANC says it followed due process and is ready to defend its action in court.
Well, somebody who's been following this story and I doubt has got much sleep over the weekend is our reporter Nthakoana Ngatane, who's in Parys and joins us live now. You look very lively for somebody who's working on a few hours sleep, and this conference goes on but nothing's happened still.
Well, I'll tell you, Peter, we are in a room just outside the conference area here, and we were called about an hour ago, and that call was to say that the nominations were going to get underway. But an hour later, we are still waiting, but waiting to pounce as it is, because the minute they say that we can go inside, we will. We have heard from inside that this particular conference that some members are saying is unconstitutional has now been properly constituted. In other words, there are enough members to make it legitimate. So we are now waiting for that nomination process to get underway. And the one person, as you've indicated, who is still not here is the deputy chairperson of the province, and that is Thabo Manyoni, who is now known to be aligned with the people who went to court initially to first interdict this conference from happening about a week ago. So we are waiting to find out who they will elect or who they will nominate. We understand that those nominations might in fact be uncontested, the first one being the chairperson and Premier Ace Magashule. But of course, everyone waiting to find out what will happen to Thabo Manyoni, but the other members of the PEC we expect will remain the same. Peter?
Is it possible to read the room? In other words, to try and get a sense of who's there? Are they Ace Magashule supporters and those that perhaps might be following the likes of Thabo Manyoni? Have they also boycotted, or are there different voices in the room?
Well, from yesterday, when the registrations were happening, the first thing we have to say is that there is a lot of security here. You have to go through a clearance process where cars are cleared with K9 units and bomb squads, and that is far away. And then you're escorted from that clearing area to the conference area where we are now. And from there, where the registration was happening yesterday, when we spoke to a lot of the delegates that are here today, all of them, almost all of them, were saying that that they are in fact wanting for Premier Ace Magashule to return as chairperson. Up to now, we have not heard anybody saying that they want somebody else to take over as chair. However, Thabo Meku, the spokesperson of the province who spoke earlier today, said to us that some of the members in here who come from the branches actually come from the CR17 camp, but because they are in a unifying conference of the province, they did not allow anyone to show who they support or to wear t-shirts to the effect of who they support. But I guess we will find out when that nomination process gets underway who the nominees will be, and if in fact this will be uncontested, or if Thabo Manyoni's name will come up in those nominations. Peter?
All right, this is a story that continues to unfold. Nthakoana, thanks very much indeed for that update. We'll cross back to her at some point this evening, hopefully after the nomination process begins, because then we'll have a clear idea of just which direction this conference is going to take. That was Nthakoana Ngatane in Parys in the Free State.